Hey everyone, and welcome back to Newegg TV. My name is Paul, and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and overview as well as a quick setup demonstration of this new device from Sony. This is the Sony SW2 or SmartWatch 2 if you're not into the whole brevity thing. It is wearable technology, meaning it's technology that you wear, and it's designed for use with any Android 4.0 or later smartphone. We're going to start off with a closer look at the lovely retail packaging that Sony has brought to the table here. First off, you can see the smartwatch there right through the front window. It's got a little plastic overlay showing the phone. This is a sort of an upgrade or a continuation of the smartwatch series from Sony. They've actually been doing this for, this is I believe the 4th generation of smartwatch they've designed, although it is the SmartWatch 2. I've got a SmartWatch 1, or original smartwatch, that I'll be comparing it to as well. A big feature of this one is Onetouch Nfc Pairing or connectivity. So basically, if your phone features NFC, you can use that function to put the smartwatch right up against your phone, pair them immediately. If your phone does not have NFC, you can still use Bluetooth to pair these together. You just need to download the app first. Included in the box here, we have the watch. We also have one connector cable, which is a micro USB. Here on the other side, we can see a few of the phone's features kind of demonstrated right there. Of course, a few of the smartwatches. I keep saying phone. So of course you can see the time as you might expect with the watch. You can also access certain stuff like Facebook. There are a bunch of apps already available for this watch. And then there's sort of a look at the kind of pared down Android layout that you get that Sony has designed. This can be used as a phone for use of remote functionality with your phone. So basically use it to control your phone. You can use it to access notifications a bit more discreetly than pulling your phone out of your pocket. It's convenient. You can customize it with any 24mm wristband, so you can swap out the black silicone rubber wristband that comes in here. Hundreds of apps available at the Google Play Store, and actually the software that this installs will prompt you to check out a few that are already set up specifically for use with the smartwatch. Again, this is optimized for Android version 4.0 or later, so make sure that you're using that if you're going to be pairing this phone up with it. And then you can scan this QR code right down there if you want to learn some more. We also have some logos down there at the bottom, so this does use NFC for pairing. Bluetooth is what it will use to communicate with the phone. Micro USB port on there for charging, and then it is IP57 or ingress protection level 57 rated. Basically that means that this is water resistant, so if you're washing your hands or that sort of thing and splash it, that's not a big deal. Probably don't want to wear it in the shower or take it into the pool though, so bear that in mind. Finally, battery life is an improvement they made over the previous version. They're listing 3 to 4 days, and some of the reviews I've already read online are saying that with minimal use, or if you're just using it to check text messages and that sort of thing, you can actually get 6 to 7 days of battery life out of this thing before you need to charge it. If we slide the protective plastic panel off, we can take a look inside the box. There's a little button you push up there to kind of pop it out, or so I am told. Aha, pops out that way. Okay, apart from the watch itself, you do get some documentation. So important information in multiple languages, well, multiple languages down there. Also your Sony startup guide, so we also have additional languages. This is kind of FCC type stuff, I believe, informational things. The main thing we're going to be interested in is our startup guide, which is again fairly simple. There's a quick look at it. So setting it up using NFC or otherwise. The NFC chip is located on the back of the watch, and there's a quick look at plugging it in to charge it. You can either use an AC adapter, which is not included, although the USB cable is included, or you can simply plug it into like a laptop or a desktop computer to charge it via USB power. The watch right here comes in a little already wrapped around a squishy imitation wrist. And here is your short USB cable, which I find to be quite handy. USB standard on one side, micro on the other, and then the watch itself. So let me just pop it off here. Again, this version is shipping with a black silicone wristband. There are other wristbands available, and this is a 24mm standard watch wristband, so you can use that to swap it out. There is a version of this available that has a metal wristband, so that's also available. Then, of course, pretty standard watch installation, if you can call it that, on your arm. There's some protection for the screen itself. Speaking of the screen, it's located right there. 1.6-inch 220 by 176 resolution screen, and it is transflective. Basically, that means you can view it in sunlight. So even if you're out and about, checking the time or doing otherwise on the watch, you should be able to still read it quite easily. Several Android functions that you're probably familiar with down at the bottom, back, home, as well as the menu button. And then apart from that, On the back here is the NFC chip, which you can probably see that NFC logo right there in the middle, along with all of the FCC information. I am going to do a quick side-by-side comparison of this with the original Sony smartwatch. So there you can see it's a bit bigger, so you get a bit more screen space. You also get the buttons that are mounted right on there, so you can access the functions a little bit better. And they have kind of upgraded. This one has a plastic clip, although this one does also ship with a metal clip as well. But another feature is the side button. As you can see, the power button right there, they've made substantially larger, and that's simply because if you're reaching for this and you're not necessarily looking at it, you're going to be able to find that a lot easier, and it's in a position where you're not going to have any trouble hitting that if it becomes necessary. So there's kind of a quick side-by-side look at the original Sony smartwatch and the SmartWatch 2 here in black. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on just by holding down the power button. It does have a vibrate function built in as well, which is quite effective. Now you'll note as soon as I start it up, it goes into Nfc Pairing Mode right there. So that is immediately looking for a phone to connect to, because this is kind of designed to use with a phone. I'm going to hit the X right there to show you that you can use it without a phone. So if you don't have your phone on you, it still does function, and you can still use it to check the time, for example. And there's even some apps built into it that you can use without that. So you can jump into the settings, of course, to modify the display, Bluetooth settings. It does have a stopwatch feature right there. I'm sorry, this is an alarm feature that you can jump into as well, so you can set alarms, and that will work even if your phone's not connected. Flashlight, which basically just turns the screen white, so you can use that to illuminate something as long as it's fairly close. And then also down here, that's the stopwatch or timer and stopwatch functions, which are always handy to have on hand. LOL. Okay, and then also you have an event setting right here. Also, if you've previously paired the watch with your phone prior and you've brought text messages or that sort of thing over to it, you will be able to view those even if the phone is not paired up. But that being a big feature of this phone, let's go ahead and go into the demonstration for setting this up next. So as you can see, the SmartWatch 2 comes with some apps pre-installed, some basic functionality integrated right there, but of course Android and Android devices are all about setting things up how you want them to be and customizing them. So I'm going to jump back over to my phone here right quick to show you guys some of that functionality. So first off, I'm going to open up the Smart Connect software. You'll notice here under devices now I have the SmartWatch 2 since that's set up. So I can click on that, SmartWatch 2, and here you can easily create new events if you want it to cue you for something. You can also watch a SmartWatch 2 video right there. Next up, I'm going to pull down my notifications here on my Android, and the SmartWatch 2 is listed as connected right there. So if I tap that, it's going to pull up a little SmartWatch 2 app. Actually, I haven't tried the menu right there. About and support. Okay. Apart from that, you can search for applications directly here. You can see applications that are installed, which again, Facebook Music Player, Twitter, and a weather app come pre-installed. And then down here we have some recommended applications. So there's a short list right now, but again, there's already hundreds of apps available that are specifically designed for use with a smartwatch. But here you can easily see call handling, so you'd install that if you wanted to, say, use the smartwatch along with a Bluetooth headset, and that way you could have your Bluetooth headset set up, answer the phones with your watch, and never even have to pull your phone out of your pocket, which is kind of cool. Email, of course, you can download and install, or Gmail, either one, depending on which service you prefer to use. A messaging app will allow you to easily see text messages pop up on your smartwatch. Missed calls again, and then, oops, my phone fell asleep. And then you also have a slideshow app. Again, if that's not meeting your needs, search for applications is located right up there, and there's a bunch more that are also available on the Google Play Store. And that is going to wrap it up for this video, guys, but I did have one last point to make, actually specifically requested by Sony. That is for you guys to click the link down in the description below, head over to the Newegg website, and check out the price of this particular smartwatch. I think you'll find, especially if you compare it to some other smartwatches that are available on the market right now, you'll find that it is quite reasonably and competitively priced. So go ahead and click that link. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and click the like button if you enjoyed this video or found it useful. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.